Hello, everyone. This is Tanishqa from the Unfair Advantage, and today we have Julieta, who got into Northeastern University and will be sharing her journey with us. Julieta, if you would like to introduce yourself.
Well, hi, my name is Julieta Silva, and I'm from South Texas, grew up in Mexico. And yeah, basically, I will be uh, studying at Northeastern University this upcoming fall. So I'm going to share with you my kind of like secrets, what I did, and yeah.
So, the main purpose of this call is for you to walk us through your high school journey, like what kind of student you were, what extracurriculars or clubs you participated in, and basically walk us through your freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior year. And if you'd like to include any test scores, that would be great as well.
Yes, perfect. So let's start with my freshman year, what I did. So something that you should know is like a bit of like my background and such. So my background is basically I was born in the United States, and then I did most of like my elementary, I did my elementary in Mexico and then transferred to the US in middle school, yes. And I had a bit of a rough start in middle school, mostly because of like language and stuff, not because I didn't know English, but mostly because I was scared of speaking, especially with my accent and stuff. I was very insecure about that. So yeah, also I in Mexico we don't have AP tests. We don't have like college advantage, you could say. So I was very taken aback when in middle school there were like honor classes, or there were like college prep or high school prep. So I felt the need to like push myself and just like, a rubber band, like you stretch it, and just like I was stretched too thin, you could say. So yeah, I was like, it was a rough start in middle school. And then later when in high school, basically I was like too loose, you could say. I was like it was stretched too thin, the rubber band, and then I was like put into a new place, and I was like so scared. So yeah, I mostly at the beginning of my freshman year, basically it was just like I was trying to navigate and trying to like get used to my new high school, you could say. And take in mind that I didn't really speak English a lot, so I was just like new environment, new school, trying to master the language, and also like trying to like navigate like high school and college later on. So that was a bit of a rough start as well. But still it was like all right, it was all right because I had some of my friends with me there to support me. So it was to support each other, more like that. So yeah, so freshman year, I did not know about honors or APs in freshman year. So I was taking it back as well with when people were saying that like, oh, okay, so do you have any APs this year? Because my school allowed to take students APs since freshman year. um, Human Geo and AP Spanish, those were the ones allowed that the students allowed, I mean the counselors allowed you to take in freshman year. So they were like, so do you have who do you have for Human Geo? And I was like, I don't even have Human Geo, I have like regular geography. I had most of like regular classes in freshman year, at the beginning of freshman year. And then I picked it up because I'm a very intuitive person. So I picked it up. I was like, okay, I think I have to change my schedule. So like in 3 weeks starting freshman year, I changed my schedule to mostly APs. And then I had regular speech. I remember there was a fuss because one of my friends was taking tennis and she didn't want to take tennis anymore. So she switched to dual enrollment speech. And I was like, I want to go with you. So I changed my regular speech to a dual enrollment speech, mostly because I wanted to be with my friend, not even because I didn't even know what dual enrollment was at that point. So I was like, okay, I'm just taking it all in. So yeah, overall at the second month, my freshman year, I had like a good overall schedule. So the like challenging courses that I took freshman year were AP Spanish and AP Spanish language and culture, and also dual enrollment speech. And yeah, I had like one regular class, which was no, two. I'm looking at my note. So health was one semester because speech is public speaking, was like another semester, so it was like split. I had health and dance as just my regular classes. Other than that, I was like in honors. I moved to honors world geography because it was like the cutout to AP Human Geo was had already passed and things like that. So yeah, just mostly two challenging courses in freshman year. And yeah, like I said, in freshman year, I just mainly like jumped into opportunities because my friends were doing it, and take note in mind that my friends didn't know what they were doing as well. So we were just like exploring, you could say. So yeah, and one of the activities that I did freshman year that I think marked like you could say one of the things in my application that like later played in my favor was the National History Day. So my world geography teacher, she was all right, but she did push me and one of my friend and like a friend of mine to like pushed us to participate in the National History Day competition. And we were really into filmmaking, and I still kind of am. So we basically participated in that, and we did like a documentary on like the on World War II and like how Japan and like Hiroshima and Nagasaki played out. And yeah, basically I still have flashbacks to that because it was like such a bad video, but we made it to state. So we made it to state and freshman year, so I was lucky enough to go to Austin and visit UT that same year, freshman year, because of like the opportunity that I took on, which was National History Day. So yeah, it was like all right, you could say. I really enjoyed it. And then the teacher was like mad that we didn't like go to nationals, but we were like, hey, we made it to state, like that's pretty cool. But yeah, that was one of the activities that I did. And I also signed up for a book club, mostly because I heard that in book club, like after you, like if you, when you read and such like that, you would go to like you would have a party. You would go to like the bowling alley, and then you would go to like the mall, and you would also go to San Antonio because I'm from Texas, you know. We went to San Antonio to like Six Flags and at the end of the year, and it was pretty cool as well. So I stayed in book club for all the 4 years, mostly because you know the perks that came with it. So yeah, that's that freshman year. And overall it was just a bit challenging. It was, yeah, like I said already, mostly like getting used to all of that. And yeah, I did have one of my friends, the one that I did history fair with. She had the same schedule that I did freshman year, so we had the same classes, same professor, same everything. So we were each other crutches, so we supported each other, and we were there for each other that day, I mean that year. So it alleviated the load freshman year. Later on, sophomore year, I like to think sophomore year was like my glow up year, mostly because I like when I think back sophomore year, I look at it with a smile on my face. So it was pretty cool sophomore year. So sophomore year, I did not have a lot of like the same classes with my friends. So it was like more on my own, and that meant that I was like alone, you could say. So it was cool. I was alone for the first time on like a lot of my classes, and it was up to me to make friends, and it was up to me to like do everything, you know. And it was up to me to do everything and just to like basically connect with both of like my friends, and both with I mean the people in my class, and with my professors as well. Not professors, like teachers, with my teachers as well. So yeah, that sophomore year I basically um took a lot of other challenging courses. I think I took AP Spanish literature, because didn't want to let go of my Spanish, so I took the other Spanish course that I had, AP Spanish literature. And I took AP World History, and let me see if I took other things. No, that was it. Oh, but I also took on a PLTW class, biomedical sciences. So something that I did kind of like brushed over was that in freshman year I was really into filmmaking, and I thought that was going to be like, oh, like my dream school there was like Los Angeles Film School in LA. And because I wanted to be a filmmaker. And the thing is, the film classes in my school, I also took like film the 4 years, and that was like my career path, audiovisual studies and communication. So I took those classes for the 4 years, but they were weighted as like a regular class. And like the GPA was like was gonna like it wasn't like as good to take just regular classes. Like I think everyone knows that, but I didn't. So when like GPAs came out freshman year, I still managed to be on top of 5% of my class. I don't even know how, but I was ranked 18 out of 500 something students. So it was cool. I did not know how I did that, but basically I was like, hey, I kind of like want to like have a higher GPA. And basically I asked some of the people that I knew freshman year like another like career course that was like easy and would like bump up my GPA. And it turned out that biomedical sciences was one of the easiest uh like high weighted courses, mostly because of the teachers. They were really supportive. And my mom is she is a pediatrician. So I was like, hey, might as well like it's probably in my genes. I thought that. And then I switched to biomed. I didn't switch. I added biomedical sciences. So now I had two career paths, the audiovisual career path and the biomedical sciences. So the biomedical sciences, like I said, is weighted higher than the film. So it was good, you know? So overall, biomedical sciences, AP Spanish Lit, and world history. Those were the three challenging courses that I took sophomore year. Other than that, I was taking the rest of my classes were honors, except theater and AV, audiovisual. And yeah, basically sophomore year was just like I said, like it was really cool. I made a bunch of friends in my classes. I was enjoying my classes. I especially loved Spanish literature because of like I made so many friends there. And yeah, also in the extracurriculars that I participated in, like that year, I was. Let me see. I'm literally looking at my college at like the things that I submitted Common App. Okay, so I did not participate in NHD that year because we were doing something related to film that we didn't even finish, so it was a wasted year in that case. But other than that, I took on another thing that was Prestige Tech Squad, which is like my school's like film and journalism kind of thing. So we basically broadcasted like uh football games to like the city, you could say, and we also made like some videos for the school. And I enjoyed that year mostly because I like discovered a lot of things about myself sophomore year. I realized that I don't really like film, but I like the publicity. Like I like publicity and advertising kind of stuff. So I realized that through Prestige Tech Squad and like one of like my AV classes that year because we made a promotional video for the class. And I was just like, hey, this is like really, really cool because I don't know, it combines two things that I'm very good at. I'm very organized. I have very good plans. Right now, my room is a mess, so it like doesn't really put up to my word, but I am very organized and just love to like okay, this is what we're going to do. But I also like creativity. So business and communication studies, here comes my major, right? So basically advertising is like the end goal. And I discovered that sophomore year. And then after that, in the summer of my sophomore year, like going to junior year, I did a lot of stuff. And that was one of the best summers that I had because the past summer, freshman year, we were supposed to do a film project, my friends and I, and we didn't do it. We were just lazy people that summer. But then in sophomore year, I took on one class in my community college. So I took summer classes. I took sociology, and I made a good like a bunch of friends there and that go to my school, and I continue to be friends with them, and it's really cool. It was such a good class. We did a lot of stuff. we I don't know, sociology, a good class if you want to like have an easy credit. And then I also went to the gym with my with one of my college friends, because I not my college, and one of my older friends. She was a senior, I was a sophomore, and I don't know, she was one of like she like is just an amazing person, because she also pushed me. She was in senior year. We talked about college and how like her college application process, and I started realizing that, hey, it starts now. I realized it 1 year later, because technically it starts in freshman year, but overall, it was like she guided me since sophomore year. And then I also took an internship, which was, I think, one of the things that like stood out in my application. I was a summer intern at an advertising agency in Mexico, because something that you should remember is that although I was taking like, I live in like the literally the south border. So right now I'm actually in Mexico, but I'm studying in the US. So I cross the international bridge every day. So not right now because it's like virtual, but still. So yeah, that summer was a summer intern at advertising agency in Mexico, and I learned a lot. And I basically, yeah, just learned that, you know what, this is what I want to do. And yeah, then junior year was when I was like, okay, yeah, you know what? This is the year that I have to do a lot of stuff. It was like one of like the last year before like senior year, and I was like, I have to like explode it. So I do it in NHD again, and with another friend this year. Like we were three this year, and we made it to state again, so that was great. And then I was also doing prestige tech squad, and then I was elected historian in my HOSA chapter, because I just wanted I literally just wanted like what like leadership. So I was like, you know what, the historian takes pictures, I take pictures, I'm gonna do it. So that was that. And I also uh participated in TSA, Technology Student Association. And then I did a film with my friends. It was mostly like just for fun. So I did that. And I was still doing Chargers Book Club. So the book club, I was still doing that up to like that year as well. And yeah, mostly that. And NHS, I was admitted. I applied in sophomore year, and I was accepted like late sophomore year. And basically I that was also an activity that I did that year, NHS. And yeah, then the challenging courses that I took junior year were a lot more. It was let me see. I wasn't taking an AP that year. No, I didn't take APs, but I took a lot of dual enrollment courses. So I took English dual enrollment, US history dual enrollment, and I was also taking 2 biomedical classes because I wanted to complete the program. And then I also took basically that, I think. And then I took honors courses as well. I was taking physics and chemistry I took last year. I was taking basically that, I think. And then yeah, it was like a challenging year, mostly because of like trying to keep up my extracurriculars, and then also the like coursework. And then yeah, then the summer, like 2020, summer 2020, before senior year, I took 2 other classes, which were macroeconomics and federal government. I took those because I don't really like that. So I took it in the summer as well, like sociology. It was alright. It was just online. And yeah, right now, okay, that summer also, in before senior year, was a very like, I did a lot of stuff. I became involved in virtual stuff. So for example, in Spread the Love, it's a virtual organization that I volunteered at, and then I became the what is it called, the audiovisual leader, you could say. So I basically have my own podcast with Spread the Love, and I also create like the publicity and like the videos that go up. And yeah, and then I also created Change by Gen Z along with a friend of mine. which is like a virtual student organization, you could say. We basically made like an Instagram, and that's for both the Spread the Love and Change of Agency. So I added that as well. And I also took in the summer like a course with a Vancouver film school. I think it was just like After Effects, which is like program of a program by Adobe, just to like do that, you know. And then I also became certified with Adobe Premiere, which was good, I think. And then yeah, senior year was, honestly, it was the most stressful year. Like a lot of people say that junior year is the stressful year, but honestly, I would say that senior year, especially like the first semester of like senior year, is the most stressful. I took on other AP classes. Right now I'm taking English literature, AP biology, European history, and art history, and I'm taking those classes, and then the rest is like honors. I'm still taking the biomedical, and then I'm finishing up with the audiovisual pathway, and yeah, I'm still doing that. And then plus like that coursework plus the applications with college, you know. I was just writing and writing like all of last year. And then yeah, I was just, I don't know, like I didn't have a lot of like support, mostly in my house, mostly because my parents don't really speak English. So it was like up to me. So yeah, that was that. And yeah, community service, I forgot to mention that the 4 years I participated in uh I was the leader of a food delivery to group. I was leader of a food delivery to group home for children, which is called Unidos para Ayudar, in Matamoros, in like Mexico. Basically went and gave food to children, you could say. And then I also created my own video production and editing business, which is mostly like done by commission, and it's not like a big thing, but I added it in my application, and I think that's like one of the things that also like, you know. So yeah, I did that since sophomore year, like on this side, you know. And then last year, like before senior year, I created my website, like an Instagram page and whatever, to just document that it was there. But it was mostly done like by like my family members and just like family friends that I helped them with like the videos that they want to do for their own businesses. So yeah, that was that. Then speaking a little bit more about like Northeastern. So I was like, I actually one of like my counselors, okay, so one of my counselors was like, you should probably like just investigate like out of state schools. Like just look at them, because my counselors mostly, they were like, you're going to stay in Texas. And I was like, I don't even know if I want to stay in Texas. But then she was like, okay, you know what? Like look for out of state schools, and you will see that the price is better if you stay in Texas. And I was like, okay. And then I searched Northwestern, but I mistyped and I searched Northeastern. Literally, that's how I like found out about Northeastern. And then I investigated Northeastern. Oh wow, Boston. Oh wow, I want to attend schools in Boston. I want to attend Emerson, Tufts, BU. I didn't really think about Harvard because like no. But then I was like, you know what? Northeastern sounds really cool. It's like global. It's like a global school. It has co-op. It's like, wow. Just Northeastern became my dream school in the past summer, mostly because of those opportunities. I really, really like going and traveling, you know, that's one of like things in my bucket list. So Northeastern has a lot of global stuff. So basically they have the dialogue civilizations, which is like in the summer you can go abroad and study. It has the traditional study abroad and just a lot of stuff that I just really like. And that's basically it. And then also the co-op program, which is like you basically go and like you, instead of doing internship, you actually work at incredible businesses, such as like I don't know, Tesla, Amazon, and like a lot of stuff. Like I'm not really into those, but you know, they look good in the resume, you have to admit. So that's that. And yeah, I did early decision because I was sure that I wanted to go there and I wanted to leave Texas. I had automatic admission to UT, which is another amazing school, but I mostly like wanted to go and move, you know. is always been here just in Texas. And I was like, you know what? I think it's time to spread my wings. So that's why I applied early decision and I got a really good financial aid package. So I'm going there.
Yeah, you seem to have some really interesting experiences, and I'm sure it was challenging with being in a much different environment, especially for your freshman year.
Yeah, a little, but you know what? Like you pass and overcome. So yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned you took AP classes, dual enrollment courses, and participated in various extracurriculars even during the summer. How did you manage your time during high school? And you can include any study tips that helped you too.
Okay, so time management. That was something I wish I could tell you about because I am horrible with time management. So mostly because I get like distracted by my phone a lot. So some tips that I did was I basically turned it off or when I could, and then I also put time stamps, for example, in TikTok or Instagram. I like, you know what, you just have 2 hours, no, not even, you have just 1 hour for going on TikTok, 1 hour for going on Instagram a day. So that helped. And also just planners. I am like a sucker for planners. Right now I have like my week planned out, and I don't know, I'm very very like detailed in that. Planners, highly recommend. I'm trying Notion, so I'm still trying to set up my workspace in Notion, but I've heard that Notion is a very very good like planner, like digital planner that you can use. And overall just that I pulled a lot of all-nighters. Honestly, I slept at like I have a terrible like sleep schedule, but overall I wish you didn't have to like, please don't do what I did, which is like don't sacrifice your own health for like high school or college. Like it's not worth it. And I am trying to get better at that. So right now I'm like managing my sleep schedule. So highly suggest that. And yeah, just basically like limit yourself. Literally put physical distance between the your distractions. My phone, I toss it away. My computer, I usually leave the tabs open the night before so I can just like when I open the computer, it's like the work is there and I cannot escape it. And yeah, and then reward yourself. I'm currently rewarding myself by watching Modern Family episodes. So after you're done, you can just watch Netflix and just chill. And that's like good, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Um, One more question. How was the college application process your senior year, and how did you like keep everything organized, with the schools you applied to and everything?
So, okay. The application process was very challenging. Like I said, I didn't have a lot of support from my family, but I did look into like counseling services. I found one on TikTok and she helped me a lot with like my application. She basically like revised my essays and told me, you know what, this is good. You should probably edit this and that. Mostly it was essay, and she helped me build a little of like my resume. But other than that, like it was just like I said, planners and just reminders and just it was like you have to do this by this date, do this by this date. And it also post-it notes helped me a lot, and just like visually seeing what I had to do. So I bought like a whiteboard. So just to like, okay, this is due this date, this is due this date, and just like keeping myself on track. And yeah, but also other services that students can use are like uh common app like pairs you with like a counselor, you could say, so for free. That's one of the things that I also used. They basically revise your essays and your application, which is free and like it's good. I highly suggest that. And yeah, also Coach Tony, I also like watch some of his TikToks for especially with like resumes. And yeah, basically that. And also have a good relationship with your teachers. It helps a lot with those recommendation letters. So yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Julieta. We have a community that gives students a leverage in college admissions, financial success, and career aspirations called the Unfair Advantage. And so, my very last question is, what is one piece of advice you would give to high school students in the community?
Okay, something that I would do is just follow your gut. Like, as cheesy as it sounds, a lot of people like told me, you're gonna stay in Texas eventually, you're just gonna stay here. And I did not want to do that. Like, I really, really just didn't want to. And overall, just followed my gut. I was like, you know what? I think I'm capable and I believe I'm capable. And I'm gonna follow my instincts and I'm just gonna hit apply to the school. And another thing that I would say is like just do it and ask for help and just build good relationship support systems. So even if it's your counselor, your teacher, someone that like motivates you. And also talk to your friends, especially your friend, one of my friends and I, like one of my friend basically holds me accountable. Like, you said you were going to do this. Like, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to do this. You know what? So basically build a good support system and just overall just you can do this. Just believe in yourself. You can do this.
Yeah, that's some really great advice. With that, you have 30 minutes to promote any social media that you have.
Okay, so follow my Instagram. It's right there, Julieta Silva. And if you have any questions with college admissions, you can always hit me up. I helped a lot of my friends to apply to colleges, and they were accepted. So you know what? I might have my own business. I'm kidding. No, but yeah, if you have any questions, just hit me up. And yeah,
Sounds good. Again, thank you so much for your time. I certainly learned a lot from this, and I'm sure other students have as well. And thank you to all of those who are watching right now, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.
bye.